balance, right? I think we are doing our part to help the business community as well. That's why we work with the local government to give out grants, right, for people to have advertising credits to advertise on Carousell. We give out business tools to them so that they can sort of run them, their businesses on Carousell. So we don't want to say, oh, we want to earn a lot, but it's just we want to go through this together. And then because this is a new normal, right? And they need, if businesses don't survive or SMEs don't survive in the market, that will be a bit of the collapse of the economy, right? And SME is the backbone. So obviously, Carousell, we play our part in helping businesses, right? Especially the micro to the mid ones. I won't say the large corporation are doing it on Carousell. What they do is they actually work with us on some branding campaigns, right? To target custom audiences. But the smaller businesses is where we say, okay, let's have some grants, let's give them more benefits to do it. But naturally, of course, revenue and profits, it was the indirect benefits that we get from that. But I think for me personally, I wanted to do more for the, especially all these micro entrepreneurs, because Carousell is free for all, right? It's up to you whether you want to pay Carousell. So then for them, if they see the need, right? For example, if they have been getting like 10, 20 leads a day, and they probably want more, they want more visibility. Therefore, they said, okay, maybe I should pay Carousell to do it. So, but it's entirely up to them. We never sort of like force you to do it, right? Especially during this period, we never do that, right? But we do have people supporting businesses. Yeah, not so much on so-called onboarding per se, because again, you just need to snap a photo, right? So generally what we do is, as I said, we sort of assist them with queries like that. They say, oh, how can I be more successful on Carousell? What do I need to do? Then we have some tips and tricks of what it is, right? Just a very simple example is that we ask them, take real photos using your phone. Don't go and use the stock photo that you get online, because that people don't trust it. But in a typical e-commerce site, probably they like all those nice white color background photo, right? In Carousell, no, we don't do that, right? So basically, just use your hand and then snap a picture of that, right, to show that you really have that item and have that stock. Yeah.
Right. Authenticity is key here on your platform.
Yeah, because that's what people value for, right? Because when you buy in Carousell, you're not buying from some merchants from other countries, right. China, you're basically buying from a local seller. In a way, you're already supporting local, right? And also helping people who wants to sort of like earn an extra income to sort of survive through this period. So they know they are supporting local sellers in a way. Yeah.
Right. So Carousell is in a way a classified 4.0 platform, right?
Yeah.
It is evolutionized. It has evolutionized this classified advertorial scene. So, what are some of the business strategies you think that some of these micro businesses or solopreneurs could leverage on to survive through this difficult pandemic period utilizing technology? Yeah.
Sure. Okay. So since you pointed out about Classifieds 4.0, right? Maybe I just explain a bit about what 4.0 is all about. So let's start with the classic one, Classifieds 1.0, right? The old days in the 50s or 60s. You guys probably know there's this classified section in the newspaper. The mini boxes those days. Those were classifieds, right? Right. So in those days, you probably need like 30 hours to get your box to be listed in the newspaper. Right. That's when our parents used to do, right? To buy fridge, to buy car, to buy houses, or whatever things, right? Or even things like yellow pages. Then Classifieds 2.0 came when the internet era came. So that's where we call it the desktop era. So you probably heard of forums like Hardware Zone, Lawya.net, and all, whereby people use the camera. Last time, if you still remember, there were those camera you have to snap, you put an SD card, and then you connect the USB to your PC, not a laptop, right? Then you upload it to a Flickr or Photo Bucket to upload the forum. That typically takes like 30 minutes to do something, and not everybody knows HTML codes to do in forum. So that's Classifieds 2.0, right? It takes 30 minutes or so to list an item. So Carousell was born like 8 years ago, right? In Classifieds 3.0 era, whereby is a smartphone era or a mobile first era, whereby if you have a smartphone, you just snap a photo and you can upload it straight away. You don't need all this USB connection and all this kind of stuff, right? Unless you want to edit it. So that typically allows people to upload an item, right, in 30 seconds or so. Now, then we've asked ourselves, right, after so many years of running, being the pioneer in Classified 3.0 in the world, right, we said, well, what's the next step? So we said, how can we list something and get it done in 3 seconds? From 30 seconds to 3 seconds. You see, 30 hours to 30 minutes to 30 seconds. Now we say, oh, can we do it in 3 seconds, right? Like how fast a Google search result. Google search result is less than a second, right, to research something. So can we get the world to sell something in less than 3 seconds? So that's Classifieds 4.0, whereby we look at it as the AI first era. In case you don't know, AI stands for artificial intelligence. So that's where we are doing right now. I think you are seeing the first step in Carousell doing all these things. For example, if you have this watch, you just snap a photo of this watch, it will tell you that it's a G-Shock and it has suggested pricing for you. So the system will try to do more things for you. So you just need to click yes. So I won't say we can get from 30 seconds straight away to 3 seconds. Even like a car, from 100 km to 200 km, you probably need to ramp it up slowly. So we are actually gradually shaving off the seconds, and we measure ourselves like how many seconds something gets listed and how many seconds or what's the duration something gets sold or when the first check comes. So in the AI world, we see a lot of things like suggested chats itself, right? There will also be things like I would say just suggested chats like smart reply, right? So if you ask me something, if I know it's a common reply, I don't need to type, I just click. So it's trying to just make things easier, faster, and better, right? So now back to your question, right? How does this whole Classifieds 4.0 actually help back the businesses or local retailers and stuff like that, right? So because we are quite a data-rich company, we have not only the buy data, we also have all the sell data, also services data, and we know how much people are listing it for, right? So imagine if you are a business, people are listing those things at certain price. It depends on you. If you're selling a new one, you probably want to price it slightly higher, right? But if you're saying if you want to be, really cutting through the mix and clearing your item, you want to price it slightly more competitively, right? So we have actually during the MCO period, local retailers, right, especially those guys from fashion and things like that were a bit hard to move. They actually went on to Carousell. Instead of them, using their shop name to do it itself, some of them actually, what I know, I spoke to them, they actually get their staff to actually sell these items, and it's new, right? And they have all the tags, everything, but they just didn't want to, put it out there to say, oh, they are doing this kind of clearance, but they're actually managing it and testing the water, right, to see, what actually they can move and clear to get back cash. So I think in this era, cash is king. So everybody wants to be converting it back to cash. And I think local retailers are actually doing that because all these overheads, right? Even if they're not open, they still have to pay for rental, and they still have to pay for salary, right? So instead of getting, asking this guy to come to work, which the shop is not open anyway, ask them to come and then really snap photos of items, sell it in Carousell, manage the chats. So in a way, to them, these local retailers, all of them became, I won't say tele sales agent, but tele chat agent probably on Carousell, right? So that was something that came up, right? During this pandemic, and people are trying to be as creative as possible. Even we see fish seller on Carousell, prawn sellers, sambal seller, or tons of these things happening on Carousell. Yeah, because stores are not open as well.
Wow, interesting. So people's role actually changed. Yeah. So now they have to know how to manage these platforms, your platform or some of the be more tech savvy, so to speak, right? Now people are also selling things on on Facebook, social media platform,
correct,
social commerce, right? Okay, so interesting. So share with us.
On your point, right? Maybe I'll say about the Facebook and maybe Lazada and Shopee of the world, right? So if you look at Lazada, Shopee, they are in this part of the world whereby it's called structured e-commerce, whereby you have to abide by their rules. A lot of those things follow the process, a lot of stuff, right? In a way, we look like an e-commerce platform, but we are not. But we provide structure to a social selling. Meaning, if you are a stay-at-home mom, you don't know how to do all these things, you're not that tech savvy, you still can do it like how you do it in your WhatsApp selling, right? But we actually give you the structure to say, oh, this is how you can accept online payment. This is how, you know, the things are being tracked and things like that. So that you know, in case there's probably even dispute with your buyers and stuff, Carousell is there to help. Whereas if you look at the unstructured selling, I don't think that there is local team support in doing that. So that's where the sweet spot we came in, right? Like I mentioned just now, the furniture seller, right? He knows, right, what he's getting, you know, why he's using the platform, because of the tremendous flexibility that he gets as a Carouseller. So there's a reason why we call ourselves Carousell, right? Not Caroubuy, right? So Carousell in a way, because we want to inspire more sellers, right? Because we do believe, and almost, you know, everyone in this world has something that you underutilize or unused, or things that you want to convert into cash. That's why it's Carousell, because things will move around. Like I mentioned, the PS4 games, right? You finish playing, you sell to another person, and then if it's still sellable, you can sell to another person. It just keeps going round and round and round and round. Yeah, like the Carousell itself.